This is Hkhs Sport, bringing you that heat and that fart. We keeping the foot on the whoop on the eggs. We keeping the foot on the whoop on the eggs. And like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts its pipes. Let's talk about it, man. I'm going to talk about a real serious issue, and I'm going to interwove it and intermingle it into basketball. You got Ticket TV. Ticket TV suffers from what we call pure beta-isms. You've heard it here first from Hkhs Sport. It's a syndrome that Hkhs Sport has created and initiated. And really, it's not created or initiated by Hkhs Sport. Hkhs Sport just gives it a Hkhs Sport swag to it. But it's really just being purely, strengthly, off of the strength of being a fucking beta. See, beta males, and you guys have to understand this, beta males are a product of lacking a father in the home. They are a product of lacking fatherhood. There's no such thing as big brother to little brother. Every male needs a father figure. See, Hkhs Sport has plenty of, sons. You want to call them spiritual sons or sons on YouTube that he advises. There has to be a father figure in your life. Whether if it's a Hkhs Sport that's a father figure to you, or whether if you actually had a father. Hkhs Sport had a father in his life. His father is still around. And there were 3 principles that my father taught me. One of the principles that my father taught me that was essential, I mean, this was an instrumental tool, was to not be negligent with your time. And he used to always say, don't be negligent. Always value your time. As you get older, you start learning the pristine forefathership. You understand the testosterone that's buzzing behind that. Because men that are men with confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset, time is everything on their side. See, these days and age, Hkhs Sport don't have time for you guys like that. In terms of you guys seeing him like you do in special moments when you see his face on a video. Because I have made myself such a man with confidence, purpose, and abundance mindset that my time is tied to so many different things. Of course, I'm still going to serve you guys. I'm just serving you guys in a different outfit. As more and more time basically takes up Hkhs Sport space, then you will be seeing Hkhs Sport in this form less and less. So when you get it, savor it. When you get it, enjoy it. When you get it, learn from it. All men, before they were men, they were boys. The Bible says, when I spoke as a child, or when I spake as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Well, to become a man, you have to first be a child. But in order to become that man from that child, you have to first learn from the lineage of a man. This is hence a father figure, or a father personality. A lot of men on this planet, they don't have that. See, I say 97% and then 3. Jay-Z then corrected me and said 98 and 2. Then Jay-Z turned around and corrected me and said 99 and 1. Because 99% of men on this planet are living in what we call a delusion. There's only 1%ers, man, like a Hkhs Sport, that's bringing you that what? That heat and that fart. And keeping the foot on the what? The eggs. And keeping the foot on the what? The eggs. And like the Tibetan mastiff that he is, he's applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. When you listen to Hkhs Sport, when you watch Hkhs Sport videos, you understand how many grown-ass men get inspired by Hkhs Sport? Because they could see the aura that's emanating Hkhs Sport. They could see that he's an alpha through and through via his lineage. They could see line upon line and precept upon precept. He's a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. Every verbiage in which he utilizes when he says that, it comes to be true. That Hkhs Sport is exactly what Hkhs Sport says that he is. Do you want to know why? Because the caveat to be a man is to have complete confidence and complete surety in who you are. Ticket TV lacks this, and he lacks this in abundance. Ticket TV is not a man. He is what we call a man-child. When you hate on the likes of a Kevin Durant, this guy's a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics on a basketball court. It tells me everything I need to know about you. Anyone that doesn't give Kevin Durant his respect on the basketball court, I've heard even some of the most ardent LeBron tards say, you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie. I don't like Kevin Durant, but I gotta respect him. Greatness personification can only be him. The motherfucker can't be stopped. It's a Hkhs Sport original terminology. You understand why it means what it means? It means those whom they rejected became the chief cornerstone. It's really a terminology that was inspired from the good book. See, people have to understand, when you look at Kevin Durant has nullified LeBron James. Kevin Durant has done LeBron James' ass the fuck up. Not one time, but 2 times. He draped his ass. He back-to-back him. So when we sit here and think of Kevin Durant and think of his ability, even LeBron James bends the proverbial fucking knee to Kevin Durant. He's like, this guy's an anomaly, man. He's an enigma. You can't guard this dude on the basketball court. You can only hope to guard him. So when you got LeBron himself bending the proverbial fucking knee to Kevin Durant, but then you got LeBron tards in this iteration, or this instance, this Fire Marshal Bill iteration of a secret loving LeBron tard that sits here and hates consistently in and out on Kevin Durant. You know what it speaks volumes of? It speaks volumes of fatherlessness. It speaks volumes of lacking a proper father figure or a father person in your home. Hkhs Sport can be your father. Hkhs Sport can teach you Ticket TV. Just learn. Watch these fucking videos. Buzz, listen to the aura that's emanating from Hkhs Sport. The ultimate confidence, man. The way that this guy is so sure in himself. The way that this guy understands that in order to be a man at the highest levels, you have to have an abundance mindset. My dad, my father, I won't say dad. Dad is disrespectful. My father, a guy who got on a boat. This is how you could tell he's an alpha male, through and through. He got on a boat from Haiti and brought himself, willing to risk his life, willing to not eat for days, willing to not drink for days. If that's not alpha, I don't fucking know what alpha is, man. Also that he can come to America and be able to give his family another sense of opportunity. This is where the lineage, this is where the bloodline, this is where you guys see the specialness of a Hkhs Sport comes from. It comes from that lineage. It comes from that sperm cell. That's why Hkhs Sport is the person that he is today. Because I see my dad at 5'5", a short guy, stand as if he was 7 feet tall, man. You couldn't tell that this guy was 5'5". That's how much confidence, that's how much swag, that's how much, what we would say, true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics was buzzing on this guy. I've seen my dad 5'5" whip guys up that were like 6'4", 6'5". You guys understand why my fighting skills are on point? Because I had a father that taught me all of this shit from when I was a toddler, man. So I was an alpha from the time that I was a kid. I was learning alpha skill set. Because to be a man, you can't hate on other men. This is one of the prerequisites for being a fucking alpha. So when Ticket TV's hating on Kevin Durant, it's because he probably grew up in a single parent environment. I mean, you see it in the videos. I don't say the shit because I believe it's Tasha. You can correct me if I'm right or wrong. She's the one that's coming back to me and telling me, man, Ticket TV's always talking about his mama. You notice guys that are always talking about their mama, it's because they lack fatherlessness, and they have fatherlessness in their home. They lack a father figure. Because guys that have fathers in their home, yes, they talk about their mom in a good light. They show their mom respect because their mom nurtured them. But when they become a man, they talk about their father. Because a father is supposed to teach you your adolescence as a man. They're the ones that teach you how to become a man. They're the ones that teach you how to formulate into an adulthood. Now, if you don't have the privilege of being in a 2-family household where it's a father and a mother, then you need a father figure, no matter how old you fucking are. So Ticket TV, I'm putting this public proclamation out to you. It seems as if you need a father figure. Hkhs Sport can be your father figure, man. It seems as if you need someone to be your father. Hkhs Sport can gladly and graciously be that. There's no such thing as big brother, little brother. What it is father and son. This is what the Apostle Paul talked about when he said, and to my spiritual son Stephen. These are two grown-ass men. Notice he didn't use the reference, my little brother. He said, my spiritual son. Because when someone is not on the same level with you, they are your son. When they are not on the same level with you and they are subservient with you, they are your son. But Peter and Paul, because they were apostles, can be brothers. Because they're on the same path. They're on the same lineage. They're on the same level. See, the Bible teaches us this stuff, man. Where do you think Meek Mill gets this? There's levels to this stuff. There's gears. That's been a biblical terminology from day one. But you have 99% of males on this planet that are pure fucking beta supremes. Ticket TV is a quintessential pure beta supreme. Because when you hate on other men, you are beta by nature. When you have a problem with other men, you are beta by nature. When you sit there and say things that you say about Kevin Durant, whose game represents an alpha lineage through and through, whose game is that of an alpha on the basketball court, you are beta. Alphas congratulate other alphas, man. And there's just like there's levels to this beta shit, there's levels to this alpha shit. There's plain level alphas. These are guys that are just coming into their alphahood. This happened to me when I was, a kid. I was just coming into my alphahood. Some people are advanced like in sport. They come into their alphahood as a kid. Some people, it starts in their early onset of adult years. See, everyone's different in terms of their maturation process. But it doesn't mean that you can't become an alpha. And then there is what we would say a graduated state of alpha. It's like what you would say in Dragon Ball Z. It's like a Super Saiyan alpha. This is an alpha that is comfortable in his alpha skin. He knows that he's an alpha, and now he's walking out the alpha lineage that he is meant to walk out. And then we have what's called the true alpha. The true alpha is someone that has not only graduated as an alpha, but it's someone that understands that through and through he has to put in the work to be an alpha. And he understands that at any given moment, his alpha tag can turn into beta. Yes, every day you wake up as an alpha, you're not a fucking alpha. Every day that you wake up as an alpha, you're fighting for that tag to be a fucking alpha. And when you do beta male shit, when you show beta male tendencies, when you show beta male nonsense, then you know what that protrudes you as? It protrudes you as a fucking beta. Because betas act like fucking betas. What is the tendencies of betas? Hating and fucking trolling. When you see people are hating and trolling, that is beta male tendencies. Because alphas are not supposed to hate, troll. Alphas are not supposed to be jealous and envious. Alphas are supposed to be able to understand that when another alpha is superior to them, they have to bend the fucking knee to that alpha. Yes, alphas have to do this shit too. Yes, that's how it works. You know why? Because the good book says that those that are greatest amongst you are those who are the least, those who serve the most. Alphas have to bend to other alphas that are superior to them. I know this is foreign to some alphas, but you can't really call yourself an alpha if you don't understand that there's another alpha that's on a higher level or higher plane than you. When an alpha is on a higher plane than you, then you have to serve that alpha. This is what it's all about, man. People don't get it. But you have a lot of men, they don't want to do this. They don't want to put that servitude role in. I do this shit all the time. When I'm dealing with somebody that's superior to me on any level, whether it's business, whether it's superior to me on knowledge, wisdom, understanding, I defer to them. I digress to them. I bend the proverbial fucking knee to them because you know why? I know the impartation, man, of knowledge is going to be instrumental, man. It's going to be exponential in terms of growth, and it's only going to make me a stronger alpha. The good book says, man, that iron sharpeneth iron, and that a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend, dog. That means he sharpens the appearance, the likeness, and the ability of the person that's in front of him. So when iron is sharpening iron, then iron is supposed to remain iron. Because remember, iron constantly needs to be sharpened. Otherwise, it gets dull. It's like a knife. What makes a knife sharp? The fact that the knife stays a knife. But when the knife becomes dull, what use does the knife have? That's what iron is. This is why iron has to constantly be sharpened by iron. This is why if you're an alpha, you have to always bend the proverbial fucking knee to the superior alpha, because it's going to sharpen your iron ship as a fucking alpha. But see, this kind of conversation, I'm gonna ride a little bit on this one. Ticket TV would never understand this, because Ticket TV never had that father figure. Ticket TV never had that father. Ticket TV never had that alpha male. And when I say father figure or father, I'm not just talking about a sperm donor. I'm talking about someone that represents being a fucking alpha, putting his foot fucking down, saying no when he needs to say no, knowing how to check motherfuckers, knowing to show you how his woman is supposed to serve him, because he's paid the cost to be the fucking boss. This is what alpha is all about, man. Knowing when to always check motherfuckers quick, fast, in a hurry like UPS. Not being belligerent. Not just running your mouth because you want to be the loudest person in the room, which is usually the most insecure. Hence the operative word, fire marshal Bill. Creating fires but not putting out the smoke, or not willing to put out the smoke. Ticket TV has a fundamental issue of being a mama's boy. He never had that father figure. He never had that father personality. So this is why he hates alpha male status. This is why he hates alpha male presence. This is why he hates alpha males. Because he never had an alpha there to teach him line upon line and precept upon precept what an alpha is supposed to be, what the alpha lineage is all about, and what it takes to be a fucking alpha. You gotta walk that thing out like you gotta walk out your face, dog. That's what being an alpha is all about, man. The Bible tells you about being an alpha. The Bible is about being an alpha. When you hear God says to be created in his own image, God is an alpha, man. God is the most alpha you could possibly be. Alpha represents strength. Alpha represents power. Alpha represents abundance. And God is the most alpha you can become and you could ever be. Ain't nobody gonna ever be God, because God is just God alone. He stands alone, man. And like Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, his word will not return unto thee void. It will accomplish that which it was sent out to accomplish. I mean, you got to be so alpha to say something like that, to talk about yourself like that in third person. Do you understand the lineage of alpha-ship that you have to have? God is alpha. There's nothing about him that's beta. There's nothing about God that's subservient. There's nothing about God that's weak. So he creates. Why do you think the Bible says King of Kings? Who are the kings? It's us that's created in his image. Who are the lords? It's us that's created in his image. Didn't Jesus say, isn't it written that you are also gods? Are ye not gods? He's talking about King of Kings and Lord of Lords, man. He's confirming what the good Old Testament told us, because he came to confirm it, not abolish it. Anyways, that's another topic here and there. But what people got to understand is as simple as this, man. Ticket TV lacks a father figure. But He Knows the Sport is making a public proclamation. I can be your father figure. I can teach you how to be a male, because you lack that. You lack that in abundance. When you whine like a little girl. This is why I'm sure women are repulsed of being around you. And when they are around you, they're so unnerved that it's too far and too few between. It was a woman that came and bent the proverbial fucking knee to He Knows the Sport to snitch on your ass. Because women, they bend the fucking knee to alpha males, man. They know when an alpha male presence is there. He Knows the Sport's birdies, half of them are fucking females. They come to He Knows the Sport and they report to He Knows the Sport. You know why? Because they understand that this guy that's in front of me is not a similitude of a man. This is a guy that I want to have my fucking kids. This is how women look at you. Because women want men that are alpha males to be that person that they replicate their genetic code. You know how many women have come up to me and say, I want to replicate your genetic code through me? Because they see the aura. They see the emanation of an alpha male presence in front of them. I'm sure Ticket TV is not getting that. And if you are getting any ass, it's because of whatever little resources you're able to provide that she can use and profit off of. Because there are what we call beta male providers. You are a beta male provider. We can see that. Beta male providers are people that have some source of resource, and women, because they are opportunists by nature, they're going to opportune off of your ass. But that don't mean they're gonna stay with you, because there's nothing about you that's an alpha lineage that tells them they need to stay with your ass. But they will use you. This is what Tiki TV is dealing with. And you could tell Tiki TV's been done up by a bunch of fucking chicks because of the way he reacts. When you see men are always hot and bothered like grits, they're not cool, calm, and collected, which is an attribute of an alpha fucking male. To be cool, calm, and collected at all fucking times, then that's pure beta isms, man. This is what this guy suffers from. Pure beta male supremisms. Because in his supremacist nature, he's a fucking beta male. Beta males hate. Alpha males congratulate. Let me say it again. Beta males hate. Alpha males congratulate. Why do you think I'm a Kevin Durant fan? Anybody that represents a Kevin Durant fan, a Michael Jordan fan, or a Kobe Bryant fan is an alpha male, because alphas recognize their own skin. They recognize their own genetic code. They recognize their own lineage. But anybody that's a LeBron James fan is a pure fucking beta supreme, because LeBron James is the highest iteration of a high octane beta, aka alpha wannabe. He gives you the similitude. He's in sheep's clothing as an alpha, but in ravening wolves, he is what we call a high octane beta, because he's an alpha wannabe. He's not really an alpha, because to be an alpha is to not sit here and say that I am the greatest. To be an alpha, it has to be others that denote and say that you are that. If you see Hkhs Sport, the reason why Hkhs Sport has the reputation that he has and the respect that he has is because, not because Hkhs Sport says it. I can sit here and be sure of myself. I can sit here and have all of the confidence in myself. But it lacks and it profits nothing if others don't see it. But others have testified of it. Others have said that, man, this guy Hkhs Sport, his authenticity, his consistency, his surety, this guy's confidence, this guy's swag, it's because others have said it. So because others have said it, so therefore and thereby it is justified. So you have to be justified in your life. This is why having a good reputation is everything, man. This is what the 48 Laws of Power teaches you. This is what the Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 Steps Ahead of the Game, teaches you. This is what the good book teaches you. This is what it means to be on your Genghis Khan. If you notice, all influential and powerful men, they all had one thing in common. All of these alphas, they had a very good fucking reputation. Because when you have a good reputation, it is the lifeblood of you as an alpha. And the thing that's more important and is harder is the maintenance of that good reputation. Because once you have a good reputation, you do everything to guard it like a good treasure. Hkhs Sport has a good reputation on YouTube. He just has a bunch of haters that hate him, but real recognizes real. And those that recognizes real understands the realness and the totality and the wholeheartedness of the messages that Hkhs Sport says. Hkhs Sport will attack anybody because he's been unctioned to be the Robin Hood of YouTube. It's fine to do that because it's easy for me to go after betas. Because betas are easy. They're inferior to me. And they will always be inferior. It's like a boot. And it's like an ant in Superman. I'm Superman with a boot. I'm always going to step on a beta male ant. See, what you got to understand is Tiki TV is a beta male ant. And he needs a fucking Superman boot of a Hkhs Sport to continuously step on his rabbit ass. The guy is hot and bothered like grits. The guy has a clear issue. And he needs a father figure personality. Hkhs Sport is willing to be that father figure to you. I don't mind. Because I see that you lack in abundance. You have fake bravado. Your swag is outdated. What kind of guy that's damn near almost in his 40s wearing fucking caps, man? You gotta start looking the fucking part. You're a grown ass man. You leave that shit to kids. Didn't the good book say that? When I was a child, I spake as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. When you see Hkhs Sport, he looks like a man. When you are a man, you're supposed to look like a man. You're supposed to talk like a man. You're supposed to sound like a man. And you're supposed to operate yourself as a fucking man. Because this is what being a man is all about. the lineage of being a fucking man. I'm riding on this one, dog, because I have to teach you guys this shit. When you look at Ticket TV, you see a fucking beta male. This is what he is. So when you hate on Kevin Durant, you are a beta male by nature. When you are a LeBron tard, I don't care if it's open-ended or secret-ended, you are a beta male by nature because you lack the proper prerequisites of what being an alpha is all about. Kevin Durant doesn't give a fuck what the media says. He's a polarizing figure. That's why he's called himself Mr. Do Me and I Chill, dog. Mr. KD Trade 5. Mr. KD 3-5. The Slim Reaper iteration. Easy Sniper Money. There's a reason why he uses these terminologies, man. It's because he wants you to understand that he is a smooth operating alpha. He's as smooth as they fucking come, dog. Kobe Bryant is an in-your-face alpha. Michael Jordan is a assassin alpha. But Kevin Durant is a smooth operator alpha, dog. See, alphas come in different forms. Kyrie Irving is a contrarian alpha. See, I can tell you what these alphas forms come in, man. They come in different forms, different facets, and different variations. Hkhs Sport is a keep the foot on the next alpha. So what you guys have to understand is when you look at Ticket TV, you see the product of a guy who just didn't have a male figure, a proper male figure in his life. He just had a whole bunch of boys, beta male boys, that was just like him, co-signing his bullshit. That's why when you look at his channel, it looks low rent. It looks low budget. It looks ghetto as fuck. Because when you're a beta male, everything that you do is going to represent that of a fucking beta male. When you are alpha male, everything that you do will represent you being a fucking alpha. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. Again, recap. When we sit here and look at Ticket TV, there's a fundamental issue with this guy. The constant strikes at Kevin Durant, the constant jabs at Kevin Durant, the constant need to want to say, look at me, I'm trolling Kevin Durant. It speaks to his pure beta-isms of being a secret loving LeBron tard. I done told you, you will know them by the fruits that they love bear. If you're talking good about LeBron, or you're not criticizing LeBron, or you've said anything positive about LeBron, then you need to check your beta self at the fucking door. Because any alpha male that's truly a fucking alpha knows that LeBron James is a fucking beta at his truest and his most properest levels. I keep the foot on the whoop on the Hkhs. I keep the foot on the whoop on the Hkhs. When it's all said and done, Ticket TV is a fucking beta male. And he needs a father figure like a Hkhs Sport to teach him and to rid him of his wretched, and just like toxins in your body, of his toxic beta male ways. What did Jay-Z say? Men shouldn't be jealous. That's a female fucking trait. Well, guess what? This guy lives a life of jealousy and envy. And you know why? Because he lacked the father male figure in his life to teach him what it was to be a fucking guy. This is Hkhs Sport. Check it out.
If you want smoke, it's free, but you can't smoke for free.